Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and we got a fun one today. Today, we're shifting gears from talking about gut reaction, spoiler season stuff to Modern Horizons 2 cards, to really digging into what the set can do in Modern and other formats. And today, we're looking at maybe an underappreciated aspect of the set that is new to Modern reprints. We're counting down the top 10, and this set is insane. There's so many good reprints, and new cards, of course, as well. So we got some really exciting stuff to talk about, and the list of cards that's going to shake up Modern from the reprint slot is really, really long. So that's our plan for today. Top 10 new to Modern reprints from Modern Horizons 2. One quick thing before we get into it. This is only new to Modern reprints, which means fetch lands not going to be included. Obviously, they're huge for price reasons, but they're already in Modern. We know what these will do. So this is only cards that are entering Modern for the first time. But anyway, without further ado, let's count down the top 10 new to Modern reprints from Modern Horizons 2. Coming in at number 10 on our list, we have Mishra's Factory. So Mishra's Factory, legacy playable creature land. In Modern, it's mostly competing with Mutavault, but unless you have creature type synergies, like you're playing Merfolk or Spirits and have Lords that can take advantage of Mutavault being a changeling, then Mishra's Factory is just strictly better because it can pump itself, making it a 3/3 on defense. Plus, you can use additional copies to pump one that's attacking, making it a better offensive threat as well. This opens up a ton of possibilities. It can see play in control as a finisher. It can be an aggro as a way to force in more damage. Decks like 8 Rackles certainly want it. Plus, in Modern Horizons 2, we got Yavimaya to go with Urborg as another land that reduces the opportunity cost of playing a colorless land, since you can tap it for colored mana, which brings Mishra's Factory in at number 10 on our list. Moving on to number 9 on our list, we have Vindicate. And Vindicate, its calling card is flexibility, blowing up any permanent for 3 mana. Sure, it is 3 mana. Sure, it's a sorcery, but blowing up anything, including lands, is absolutely huge. In Legacy, it shows up in white-black mid-range decks, Stoneblade, Dead Gael, shows up in Esper control shells. In Modern, I think mid-range and control are going to be its primary home, but thanks to its ability to blow up a land, could be a sideboard all-store as well. When you consider that Pillage, a very worse and more limited Vindicate that only blows up artifacts in lands, sees 4 of main deck play in decks like Gruul and Panza, Vindicate has gotta have a home, and I expect it to be very, very strong in the format, which brings it in at number 9 on our list. Moving on to number 8 on our list, a little bit of cheating here. We got 3 cards. I'm calling this Enchantress stuff. Sterling Grove, Enchantress's Presence, Solitary Confinement, and these are 3 cards that are either going to succeed or fail together. They all go in the same deck. Enchantress. The question isn't, are they good enough for Enchantress? We know from Legacy that they are. These are all cards that have seen or see play in Legacy Enchantress. The question is, are there enough pieces to make Enchantress good in Modern? I feel like there are, but only time will tell. So a bit speculative, but for now, Sterling Grove, Enchantress's Presence, Solitary Confinement, and their potential to make Enchantress a real scary, strong archetype in Modern come in at number 8 on our list. Moving on to number 7 on our list, we have a card that I feel like people forgot about. It was spoiled early. It's a buy a box promo. That is Sanctum Prelate. Sanctum Prelate, shutting down non-creature spells of a mana value of your choosing is incredibly powerful. When you think about the kind of decks that'll want to play this, creature-y decks, collected company decks, it's a really, really strong effect. You choose 1, you shut down Fatal Push, you shut down Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, Lava Dart, Thoughtseize, the list goes on and on. Or maybe you're worried about your opponent wrathing your board. You stick this and you name 4 to shut down Supreme Verdict, Damnation, Wrath of God. Or it's also great combo hate, like you're up against Ad Nauseam, you name 5, your opponent can't cast their namesake sorcery. Or you're worried about the Scape Shift Valakut combo kill. Name 4 to shut down Scape Shift. Or against Tron, you name 7 to shut down Karn Liberated. Plus, Sanctum Prelate has several pre-built homes. It's a human, so easily can show up in the human deck. It works really well with the Tax archetype, where you already put your Ether Vial on 3 to put like Skyclave Apparition, Flicker Wisp into play, so it has a home there. Plus, it's 3 mana, so it hits by Coco, so Coco creature decks can play it as well. I expect suspect we'll be seeing Sanctum prelate across a bunch of different archetypes in Modern very soon, which brings it in at number 7 on our list. Moving on to number 6 on our list, we have Shardless Agent. So Shardless Agent, it is true that it's missing its best friend from Legacy, which is Brainstorm. With Brainstorm, you can put the cards you want to cascade into on the top of your deck. There was Shardless Bug in Legacy that would brainstorm Ancestral Visions to the top of the deck and know that it was going to hit the draw 3 every single time. You can't do that easily in Modern, but in Modern, there's 2 reasons to be high on Shardless Agent. One is, I think it's just the best 3-mana Cascade spell, so if you're playing a lesser Cascade spell in something like Living End, this just seems like a strict upgrade there. The other thing is, Bloodbraid Elf sees a lot of play, and no one's comboing or setting up their Bloodbraids. You're just spinning the wheel and trusting that a creature that comes along with another spell, the automatic 2-for-1 value of Bloodbraid Elf, is going to be good enough. Shardless Agent does the same thing, and in a world of lots of mana dorks, this can easily come down on turn 2. I'm picturing just like turn 1 mana dork, turn 2 spin the Shardless Agent wheel, hit a Tarmogoyf or something, and that's still a very legitimate start in Modern. So Shardless Agent and its 2-for-1 potential come in at number 6 on our list. Moving on to number 5 on our list, we have a card that I will admit I might be overrating because I love so very much, but that is Goblin Bombardment, and I really do think that as soon as Modern Horizons 2 releases, Goblin Bombardment's going to be one of, if not the best sacrifice outlet in the format. The fact that it deals a damage when you sacrifice a creature and it costs 0 mana is absolutely huge. We've seen it in Legacy alongside Gravecrawler and zombie bombardment style decks, and we got a lot of the same pieces available in the Modern format where you can Lingering Soul, sack all the tokens for 4 damage, or loop your Gravecrawlers a bunch of times. Plus, there's combo potential. If you're using Blasting Station to support, like, Persist combo, this is just a cheaper, better version of Blasting Station. So while Goblin Bombardment does not have a pre-built home that is just going to slot into, I think that it is powerful enough, and its support pieces are prevalent enough that it can create its own very sweet archetype in the Modern format, bringing it in at number 5 on our list. Moving on to number 4 on our list, we have Curse Totem. The best sideboard card, I believe, to come out of Modern Horizons 2. So just 2-mana artifact that shuts down the activated abilities of creatures. So this is a card that, throughout spoiler season, we've talked about how Modern is a creature combo format. Heliod, Walking Ballista, Vizier of Remedies, Devoted Druid, Kiki Chiki Deceiver, Exarch. There's so many creature-based combos that are at or near the top of the meta. Curse Totem shuts them all down, plus it wrecks random decks as well. Like, this does not have a, except for mana abilities, exception on it. So if you play this against like elves, they're just playing a bunch of 1/1s, or even just a deck with a bunch of Noble Hierarchs. It shuts down Stoneforge Mystic. So the fact that this hates on several of the best decks in the meta, like Heliod combo, plus it incidentally wrecks random mana dork decks and some other things, means that Cursed Totem probably going to show up in a lot of different sideboards. Oh yeah, and it's colorless, so anyone can play it. New sideboard all-star from Modern Horizons 2, coming in at number 4 on our list. Moving on to number 3 on our list, we got a card that goes in exactly one deck, but in that deck, it's going to be very good. Flame Rift. So Flame Rift, 2 mana, 4 damage to everyone. Why would you want to deal 4 damage for everyone? The answer is you're playing a burn deck. When you think about burn, 2 mana for 4 damage is a very good rate. Just see Boros Charm, a staple burn spell in the Modern format. Flame Rift offers the same amount of damage, which is absolutely huge. This means that now Boros Burn will have 2 mana 4 damage burn spells, which is incredibly scary. Sure, you're going to take damage, but if you're playing burn, your life total doesn't matter. You're the aggro. You will happily 4 yourself if it means 4ing your opponent, because you're just trying to count up to 20 damage, and getting 4 of that for 2 mana is a really good deal. Flame Rift, it offers 2 possibilities. One is it can show up in Boros Burn over some lesser burn spells, like kind of the utility slots. Sometimes you see like Lightning Helix in there, or Skullcrack in the main deck. Flame Rift, I think, is just an upgrade on those. The other possibility is Flame Rift could allow burn to go mono red, with Flame Rift being your Boros Charm. Boros Charm is a lot of times the only main deck white card that you see in Boros Burn, while Flame Rift gives you the same amount of damage, and that would allow you to make your mana base more consistent and less painful. So Flame Rift, not going to show up outside of burn, but in burn, this card is a legitimate staple going all the way back to Legacy, which brings it in at number 3 on our list. Moving on to number 2 on our list, we have one of the most iconic reprints from the set, Counterspell. So Counterspell, I have no doubt this is going to see a lot of play in Modern. I mean, 2-mana counter target spell. It's one of the better counter spells in Magic's history. We've never had it in Modern before. So this could show up in a lot of different decks, although I will say I'm not particularly scared of Counterspell. I expect to see Counterspell a lot, but in reality, when you think about what we already have in the format, like Mana Leak, in a huge percentage of games and situations, Counterspell is going to act the same as Mana Leak. Like, Mana Leak going to counter your spell most of the time in the early game, so is Counterspell. It is an upgrade, but I don't think you just drop all of your Mana Leaks and remands and play this. If you're playing Logic Knot, then Counterspell is just strictly better, but I feel like some decks might stick with Mana Leak. Like if you're playing a 4 or 5 color deck, Double Blue is asking a lot on turn 2. Or maybe you're a tempo deck where the can-tripping aspect of remand is really good, but regardless, Counterspell, it's iconic, it's very strong, it's going to show up in a ton of decks, which brings it in at number 2 on our list. Moving on to number 1 on our list, we have Imperial Recruiter. So Imperial Recruiter, in theory, you can play this in something like Humans and just use it for value. It's probably better than like Militia Bugler, where you get to snag the human you want rather than one out of the top few cards of your library. But its real purpose is setting up combos. That's what it does in Legacy. That's what it does in Commander. That's what it's going to do in Modern. And remember everything we were saying about Curse Totem? About Modern being a creature combo format with Heliod Walking Ballista, Vizier Druid, Kiki Jiki Deceiver Exarch, etc., etc., etc. Imperial Recruiter can find most of those combo pieces. It finds both halves of Kiki Jiki Deceiver Exarch. It finds both halves of Vizier Remedies Devoted Druid. It finds, not Heliod specifically, but Walking Ballista for your Heliod combo. It finds Spike Feeder for your Heliod combo. You can hit it off Collected Company and then find another combo piece. It is going to be an absurd consistency generating card for creature combo decks in Modern, and creature combo decks are really good in Modern, which brings Imperial Recruiter in at number 1 on our new to Modern reprint list. So, couple quick things on the way out the door. One is, this could have easily been a top 20 list. Like, seriously, there's so many amazing cards in this set. It made me feel really bad to leave, like, Curian Ranger, Cabal Coffer, Zorn Orb, Upheaval, Riptide Laboratory, Karmic Eye, Patriarch Spitting, Braids, so many other sweet cards off the list. So, the honorable mention list of this top 10 list could easily be 10 or more cards deep. Secondly, let me know what you think. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What's your top 10 list of new to Modern reprints? What are you hyped for? What are you going to build? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.